Potentially an injury that's going to keep him out for a while last night. Edgecombe can't get that one to go. Barlow tracks down the loose ball. Paul George coming off that great performance on Wednesday and picking up where he left off. Does it apiece. Back to Embiid. Favorite spot from beyond the arc.
Oh!
Having a first quarter to remember. Fantastic finishes from Tyrese.
Just all effort here from Dominic. Look at this, where he gets it one-handed. Yeah, he's been cold. Missed the first three, has Nas, but that doesn't mean he's going to be deterred. Oh, my goodness.
BG showing off the handle and showing off the mid-range shake.
Spotting up in the corner, ready to let it fly.
So, had been an 8-0 Wolves run. Kelly responding with a little 5-0 run of his own. Randall sheds Embiid. Second half of a back-to-back for Randall and the Timberwolves. They fell to the Pistons in Detroit last night. And Randall draws the contact, hits the bucket, and DiVincenzo hits from the corner.
Yeah, Dante spreading the floor, spotting up on that corner.
Maxey finds his spot and answers right back for the Sixers. We will have Brickin' for Chicken for the entire 4 quarters tomorrow night against the Pistons, though, so be ready.
Too casual, too casual.
And here comes Minnesota.
Than they were initially.
Edgecombe gets it from Embiid. DJ to his right, to his left, and the finger roll goes for the Eastern Conference. Let's also talk about Kelly Oubre Jr. finishing tonight with 21 points.
In the offseason, Ben Shepherd is auditioning to become an extra in some 70s action movie with that mustache of his. Up and in, Brandon Miller!
Are Tillman and Green because they haven't taken a shot.
Rick Carlisle needs Pascal Siakam back into the game. Siakam does what he's supposed to do. The veteran, shot clock's down to 2. Wonderful defense.
Yeah, lock him up.
Miles Bridges to the rim. Another dunk for Embiid.
It's getting easy offense off of
in those fast cars.
Yes, he does. Guys that go fast, turning left. Dillon, that's a good PBR name, isn't it?
LaMelo, third three-pointer for LaMelo Ball. Right on their heels, Orlando, they're playing tonight down in Dallas. How about LaMelo? Great balls of fire. Cam Jones, Kobe Brown, Obi Toppin, Micah Potter, Ethan Thompson. That's Toppin, a three-pointer. Shot clock's down to 2. Brandon Miller, wonderful offense.
Wow, how good is he feeling right now? It's definitely a big number. I mean, especially when teams know this is their MO, they try to take it away. There's Siakam knocking down his first 3 of the night.
If you're scoreboard watching, we care about the Orlando game down in Dallas. Trey Mann up and in. Hornets can get some breathing room.
Look at the unit out on the floor right now. That's a deep, smart team.
With Atlanta through the course of their first 3 wins against the Nets, a big part of that was using that length.
Daniel sprayed out. McCollum places a triple.
And just overall, strong performance to finish off that first quarter. You got to find ways to carry it over.
Yeah, vivacious. That was impressive. Smith 3. He is still hot.
Very much so. I also think the frame. I think for 2 of them, the frame.
That's a good point. Oh, Nick Claxton drops the hammer out of the timeout. After 13 turnovers in that first half, Atlanta 22 fast break points. Lob it up and slam it home. And Quinn Snyder is going to be the one to take an early timeout in his 3rd quarter.
Vince, you better sign it as soon as possible so I can frame it somewhere in my apartment. But yeah, Vince was amazing, you know, and for me coming from Russia and food. The amount of talented food is also a talent.
And I thought you were going to say the talented chefs and those that are making
as well.
We hear so often about Jordi Fernandez talking to him about playing off of 2 feet. That's a perfect example of it.
Alexander Walker stays hot from 3. That's still shooting the ball 50% from the floor, 41% from 3. Lob it inside, Koloko comes down, and he has a chance for 3. Sarah final attack, try to get it back to Scott. Buddy Hield will dribble it out.
Bridges finds Anunoby. Okoro picks him up on a switch.
That's a good matchup. 2 strong dudes, Mike. Okoro, OG.
Anunoby jab step, 3-pointer. This one's good. McBride connects on another three. 2 for 2 from downtown, and that's a great sign for the Knicks. Shamet steps back, corner three, knocks it down.
On his defense, there's a blocked shot, so he's been ubiquitous tonight.
Knicks lead by 38. Sexton is the one player that has at least a little something going. 12 of their 28 points. Robinson does a good job just going straight up. Bad pass from Hart, deflected by Okoro. And Buzelis is going to get an open dunk. Anunoby fakes, fires, and hits. 6 of 8 from three-point range. He's got 22. That's the type of stuff you see that he's got skill, he's got athleticism. Kolek alley-oop to Diawara.
And he running the court with abandon.
You see Riverside as Hukporti hands off Diawara.
You like the ball movement here by the Knicks. The ball is not stopping, moving to the open man.
Hukporti on a nice feed. Notice Diawara.
Well, you see him smiling. He's happy tonight.
Well, had a couple of rough losses on the trip.
And Utah's been hemorrhaging points. Off 1 foot, Durant, and there's the first 2 of the night.
But Craig, to that note of the play we did see.
Curry Easton turns it over, back up the Jazz. They have numbers 4 on 2, and the flying slam for Williams. Oh, they couldn't finish over Filipowski. Nice bounce pass, and there's Williams. And 5 when holding their opposition to under 110 points. 5 straight.
Great one-on-one players, great execution in their half-court offense. That's a tough combination to deal with.
Tatum to the diving Kayla with his second field goal of the night.
Let's see if the Bucks can do some of the same here, and it's got to start obviously at this end, and it's got to start protecting the basket and defending the three. I'm not trying to be disingenuous enough to think they're going to get back in this game playing this way, but you like to see a team not just quit altogether as Jaylen Brown once again shipped.
All right.
Trying to get their mojo back. They're 10-11 since the All-Star break. They started 32-23 heading into the break. Nearly a turnover and a pickup. R.J. Barrett hitting the three-pointer. And you think you know what your role is, but your coach may have a different idea.
And that's the only thing that matters.
G.G. Jackson off the curl, slaloming, scooping in, scoring and drawing a foul.
How well he has finished with these type plays also, whether going. Now, unless the Grizzlies were wanting to keep Taylor Hendricks' body on the opposing team's big, we're here.
Murray Boyles with the punch. Small attacking, yes, and the foul.
All of those guys come back healthy, ready to play next season. And you hope that the minutes that these young guys had to play this year will pay dividends next season, being able to.
How about this? When Edey played, the Grizzlies on average were plus 10.6 in rebound. Oh! G.G. Jackson, you talk about bad intentions, serious bad intentions.
Will fix the net. Well, they didn't fix the net after this.
No, that's a swing of almost 17 rebounds per game. G.G. knocks down the three, and G.G. Jackson has tied his season high with 28. They shot 51% in the first meeting and 52% tonight. And it will be 7 of the last 8 wins.
And you had Max Christie on it this week. Some great stories. You could see the camaraderie of those guys and get even more insight as to when Cooper Flagg became a Dallas Maverick.
Now he had 40 friends, family, and guests at the game in Milwaukee on Tuesday night, that is, because he's from Chicago. Yeah. Back in that direction. Powell, get it back to him. There you go. Swing pass, Clay, drive, slam, Cooper! 1 of 9 on threes in his last 3 games, and hasn't been shooting the ball well, period, over the last 3. But Wendell Carter catches deep in the paint and elevates and detonates.
he will come back a different player from a shooting standpoint.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, step back three, bullseye.
Let's go.
10 in a row for Cooper. Coop's got it on the outside. They're trying to get the spacing sorted out. Hard closed out by Wendell Carter, so it's an attack and finished by Max Christie.
They still didn't get it figured out, but they got the bucket.
That's right. Of course, you got Franz Wagner and Mo Wagner. Very special for Orlando when they played that game back in January in Berlin. Swing! And the hammer is dropped. 35 on the board for Cooper Flag.
Push it, Cooper.
Great game for him tonight, 28. Well, no teenager has ever scored 50 points in an NBA game. There's a chance for it right here, right now. It's happened, and one. The youngest player in NBA history with 50 points in a game. And then they got a season high from Wendell Carter Jr.
But you all heard about the way that story ended, right? Clifford with a hezzy on Zion Williamson. Renault with 6 on the shot clock. A sweeping hook is pure. And here's Fears. Sacramento down by 8. Fears with the 3. That's 2 for 2 for him.
You know, you haven't been a large part of the rotation and involved, but he has done a good job.
Wow, wow, he was spinning like a DJ.
To cool off their outside shooting.
Clifford on the show and go. Nice dive drive, Renault. Turned up the base.
For the Pelicans, as you see the nice dish off there from the clip.
Run a little Spanulis action for DeRozan, but New Orleans blew it up. Achua spins, punching. Oh, Precious again.
Though, Mark, I mean, his confidence and aggression.
Fears out front. Carter trying to stick him. Fears on that low gather, draws the foul.
Yeah,
they're going to count the bucket.
Yeah, and I think that's actually the right.
Sacramento leading by 3. Bay. 7 on the clock, spins, pulls inside. Tough bucket by Sadiq Bey. Driving for the tie, blocked by Cardwell. He rejected it, refused it.
Beats him at the peak. Absolutely denies him.
This shot will be muted, irrelevant. And that's it.